Hey, it's Warren Whitlock with another story of emerging technology. I'd like to talk to you today about digital twins. What's a digital twin, you say? It's you, only digital. Well, a little bit more than that. My favorite way to explain what a digital twin is the story of a. Let me tell you a story from a couple of movies. First, there's the fun one, Multiplicity. In this movie, the harried assistant at a lab, I think, decided that he needed more time to take care of everything that his wife and family needed, his job needed, and still have time to hang out with friends. And so he cloned himself, and seems to be going along great. And then the work piled up, things advanced, and he decided to get another twin, another clone. And by the time he had four clones, they weren't working as well, but he had a definite housing problem. So there's a problem with having a clone. You're going to have somebody that wants to eat the same as you and wants to live the same as you, has the same interest. Your wife might not approve of having five husbands, and et cetera, et cetera. So there's so much extra care that goes into taking care of a clone. And the same as if that was a robot. You build a robot, now you don't have to imbue it with to be an exact DNA of you, but perhaps we might be able to get by with something that's a little bit less needy. Even a robot needs storage space and power and things like that. Well, thanks to AI, we're now working on digital twins. One of the companies I advise is just about to come out with a way to twinify a lot more people. And maybe we'll talk about that in a minute, but that's the future. Right now, I'd like to think about how we got to this point. And is a digital twin something we should have, do have, will have? And that's our subject today: past, present, and future of digital twins. This reminds me of one more movie I did promise to, Apollo 13. Uh, it's a movie getting a little dated now. Hope you've seen it. Famous movie about the story of setting up Apollo missions to uh, go to the moon. And one of them had some problems, and they had to figure out how to fix it. Well, it turns out that NASA had spare parts to do it, to have an exact inventory of every piece of equipment that was on the spacecraft that had problems. They built a twin, and by having a twin and being able to practice on things and break something and replace it, and then throw out the parts that were broken in space, they were able to work with just the materials that were available and bring the spacecraft safely home, or the astronauts safely home. I don't know whether or not they ever reuse that spacecraft, but only by having a simulation. We use digital twins already. It was for simulators. So any pilot of, especially the large planes, it's constantly practicing in simulators. Of course, they use it for space and in lots of other ways. I've just been studying some of the past of this, getting ready for some of what we're going to do in the future. And it's amazing how many different places there have been something called a digital twin. One of one of the things that they built it for was product lifecycle management, and that's where you have to find out how long a product is going to last, because the thing we all know about is something called planned obsolescence, where they make stuff guaranteed to run out at just the right time. Turns out that's been tried a bit of. The company plans on making something run out the day after the warranty expires and things like that. Really, what the one that happened was light bulbs. They were making light bulbs that would last for many years. This is back in the days of incandescent bulbs, and a group of manufacturers got together and decided all of them would make cheaper light bulbs, and it worked for a year or two. They made light bulbs that needed to be changed every once in a while. Well, a little while into it, somebody got wise to the idea and made a light bulb that would last a little bit longer than the competition. As soon as that cartel was broken, which didn't take very long at all, it went back into to light bulbs that lasted longer. And today we have light bulbs that are just the orders of magnitude better than what we did back in the day of incandescent bulbs. When I was a kid, many moons ago in the age of the dinosaurs, we changed light bulbs. It doesn't happen so often. And I've lived in a house now several years, and oh, in the whole big house, we changed 3 or 4 light bulbs. And over the years, they last a lot longer than they did. Well, how did that happen? Somebody figured out what it took to make efficient manufacturing without planning for it to be obsolete. Because some things just work better if you can make more money by making lowering manufacturing costs without raising material cost. And so it's done in physical and it's done in digital. Smart cities are their cities have been drawn out. Planning for war, anything in which you need to test and plan for various scenarios, having a replica of it makes sense. Been done many times in 3D and reality, but of course now we have 3D online. We have environments where you can put on goggles and go into an environment and interact with other people. A lot of gameplay that way, but also a lot of manufacturing planning and things like that are being done. So, and of course, I guess I'll throw in one more movie, which I maybe shouldn't, don't remember the name of it. It's one where everybody winds up in a recliner wearing a 3D virtual reality headset. And virtual reality can be a digital twin, and it can be something new or different or just a cartoon. But and so the ills of that society were that no one ever got out of their recliner. They were brought food through deliveries, and yeah, what a way to live, which is interesting because I remember seeing that movie decades ago, and now I live a lot like that. I don't go out for a hike and I don't play sports. And while we do get outside, get some sun from time to time and go some places, it's really not a part of what it takes to live our everyday lives. I can talk to you from right in my little office at home. I do all my meetings and all of my work virtually. Not all, but a lot of it. And going to meetings is taking on a whole different thing. So where are we right now with this? The technology is that I think we've shown you one clip of the her technology of being able to talk to. Boy, there's a fourth movie. I didn't mean this to be a cinematic review today, but got a little carried away. Where you can you have a girlfriend that's just a voice in your head? No, I don't think so. But they could have some of the girlfriend experience that way, and there are some games that simulate some of that. But I think what we're gonna get to is that we are free from all of this AI that's coming out to be able to spend more time on what we're doing. One more thing that just really blows me away is record keeping. Right now, in fact, it's just released another version of it, Rewind for Microsoft Windows, that will take a screenshot of everything you do. And using AI, you're going to be able to search and look up notes and forget things that have happened on your computer screen. But you'll be able to rewind whatever you've been working on and see what steps were taken. In other words, if you draw something on a digital pad and goes on your computer and you decorate and turn it into beautiful art, not only can we have AI help you do that, but we can rewind and see more and more of it. Well, when this information is available, your digital twin is going to be able to go and do things for you. So the big thing that's coming and or is already here is agents. And that's where we start multiplying AI. I think we've discussed that a bit before, but I look forward to deploying many agents to do whatever it is I want to do. One of the people working on it was on a podcast. I was thinking about this the other day. The future is going to be that If you want to do something, you go ahead and try to get it done. If you want to have it something you're going to do again and again, you ask your AI, your digital twin, which will be the memory, the digital you, to go ahead and make a copy of what you just did. So I made up some notes this morning that I wanted to use for this podcast. If I would like to teach this subject again, I'll take another run at it, try some different things. I don't need to start from scratch. I have those notes, but also my digital twin will have those notes. So I tell people I'm working with that are getting prepared for it to assemble everything you ever did, everything online, everything offline, and your handwritten notes, your photographs, everything. Put that all into a huge database curated by you. You get to decide what goes in, and then you get to decide who else can use it. We're expecting an announcement really soon of there's some already, some early ones going on, but I think we're going to get to where that device in your phone that answers questions becomes a whole lot better. And you're going to be able to create a digital twin or many digital twins. And just like the multiplicity character, you'll be able to clone yourself over and over again. With the robots that are coming and the things they're going to do for us, it won't be as much that we have to do. At the same time, we're going to be able to have a lot more freedom, work less hours to get our job done, and not be replaced, but be enhanced by having a digital twin. So the question is, where do we get a digital twin? Well, you can right now. Our project's called Twin Protocol, and you can sign up online and find out about it. It's mostly an announcement list right now because things are coming. Our approach to it is that there's many technologies allowing you to clone yourself or many things that are being built. And we've taken the approach of getting the digital twins that are going to be personalized for each person so that one place where you can trust where everything is. So follow twin protocol for that. TWIN protocol, just like it sounds. And we will undoubtedly be talking more about that. It's quite a bit of a play for the enterprise market where we're going to be able to enroll a lot of people and have them have control of each of them having their own digital twin. And that will be through large organizations, which hasn't come to market yet. So hard to tell you all about there's some ideas, but there's nothing concrete in stone, as they say. And the other thing is to go ahead and play with a digital twin on your own. Go to any of the chat bots and give it some information on yourself. Google's latest things are great for this, and that be Gemini is their latest model, gemini.google.com, and of course ChatGPT. And be careful about don't share your password file with an AI. So it's like I used to teach people about email. Treat email as if it's a postcard. Somebody could read that. And that was 30 years ago. Now we treat email like we can trust it'll go someplace. But a lot of people used to have trouble with just being able to type a message into email because where is that going? The computer's got a copy of it. And I always allayed my employees' fear by saying, yes, I do own that. It is on my system because we just had a local network in the building. And I said, we have that. AI's at that point right now. Most of us don't know it very well. And we need to be careful about what we're sharing with it. At the same time, if you've written a book, you can upload a book to AI now. The token windows, the amount of data that they'd be able to process, are now large enough to put a full book or several books into them, and then ask the AI questions based on that data. I used it just last night to find notes that were scattered in several places through email messages. And I went back. Oh, it found a reference that was 15 years old and forward, everything that had ever happened in that kind of a conversation. And I was using Gemini for that one. So go ahead and try that. And then keep checking back here. where we'll be talking about emerging technologies and how they're going to change the world.